Hello, my beautiful and talented people. Thank you so much for everybody's been liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Today, we are asking the question, what are your spiritual gifts and how will it be best for you to work with them? So, pile 1 is cosmic connection. Pile 2 is gratitude. Pile 3 is unconditional love. And pile 4 is surrender. So just take a moment and we will move on to your pile of choice. So pile number 1. So you have this cosmic connection. You notice all the chakras are lit up. Including, your connection to the divine. So what are pile number 1 spiritual gifts? The sun. So you have a deeper connection with you're very connected to your higher self. Like, this is a very psychic card. You're definitely the Wheel of Fortune. And the 7 of Swords. Now with the sun is pure positive energy. The sun is also clarity. I feel like you have some kind of clairsense. Yeah. Whether it's clairvoyance. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are clairvoyant. Some of you are clairaudient. I feel like there's a little bit more of you with the clairvoyance, but there definitely is clairaudience, claircognizance. There's less claircognizance with this pile. But sometimes you see and hear things that other people, and maybe in regards, you're good at reading shifty behavior. I feel like sometimes you don't know why but you're sure. Is this more of a clairsentient pile? I feel like this pile that's mostly, you've got clear sight or clear hearing. And this is part of something that you were destined to have in this lifetime. Give me some clarity on the 7 of Swords. The 10 of Wands and the 5 of Cups came out. So I feel like that, especially because sometimes you can feel, other people, I'm not saying there's no empaths in this pile, but I feel like sometimes you get these visions, or sometimes, and that's a burden, and sometimes that causes you grief, because you can't really stay. I got innocent, but it's not even that. It's just that you can't unknow what you know. And sometimes you wish you didn't have the burden of that. Do you use these powers well? I mean, do you not? Okay, you need to be careful about staying in your highest version, because that helps to keep you in alignment. then when you do I'm getting that, you know, I think sometimes you get tired. Sometimes you get really burdened by this. Sometimes you run away from this, which is understandable. That being said, it's kind of important that you stay in your higher self. I'm getting that instead of running away, sometimes spending some time in meditation would be helpful. It's also 11 up here, so there is some kind of balance. The Magician, yeah. So you sometimes see and you hear things, and you are really capable of manifesting things. That's also really why you want to stay in your higher energy, because you can manifest more burdens and manifest more sorrow for yourself. And it's okay not to be happy 100% of the time. Queen of Cups. Yeah, you're very psychic. But I feel like, again, I'm not saying that there aren't any empaths in this pile, but this isn't a highly empathic pile. Like, sometimes you do have this higher knowing, because you have this connection with the universe, that you do sometimes run away from that, and it is burdening and it does cause you grief, but you can definitely have a new beginning. And in fact, you're often given inspiration. Yeah, often some of the ideas that you're given are inspiration so that you can move forward. What you need to really spend time doing is getting in meditation with the Seven of Pentacles. That's about being willing to plant seeds. So I feel like you definitely have been afraid, and I think that some of that is because you do see and hear things that people don't. And, you know, that is a burden for you. But you're getting inspiration. You're somebody who can strongly manifest. You are somebody who is connected. And if you want to, you're going to have to, like, have patience. You're going to have to be putting in the work. Like, you need to, like, if you want to improve it, you're going to need to spend time nurturing it. But it's not in your head. I feel like you kind of know this, but you're also afraid. You're afraid that it's not real. Judgment. I think that you do have the ability to be reborn. I think that if you want this deeper connection, if you're willing to nurture it, if you're willing to spend some time really meditating, really listening, because it is going to give you ideas, it is going to allow you to manifest, and you can manifest a different existence. So I think you need to respect how powerful you are. With the Empress, like, you are somebody that can be very creative, can be very kind. But I think that you do need to be careful that you are kind, because you're strong. With the Queen of Wands, Spirit also wants you to take action on the inspiration that you're getting, because they are sending you inspiration for a reason. With the Six of Pentacles, that's about balance, and it's also about kindness. And I feel like you're going to come into the most balance with your power when you are being generous with it. And I just got a chill down my spine. So Spirit does really want you to be generous with the gift. They want you to be taking action on the inspiration. They want you to be aware that they're actively giving you signs and showing you, and you have everything you need to do things. So you're already tapped in. But yeah, I'm getting, you need to take action on your inspiration, and you need to be willing to give. Because I think that, sometimes you just want to run away from things. And that hurts you. And that hurts your gift. So, face up, nurture it. I'm hearing daily meditation. Spend some time, just concentrate on your breath. Yeah, but Spirit definitely wants you to follow the inspiration that you're getting. I've got heartbreak. And I feel like heartbreak is kind of making you turn away from your highest self. And you also need to deal with fear. 7:07's on the clock, so this is a very spiritual pile, but if you concentrate on your fear, you're going to continue to get more burdens, and you're actively going to be manifesting in more things to justify your fear. So you need to be discerning about who you give your time and attention to, of course. But be putting your energy towards what you want. Yeah. You're a lot stronger than you realize. And with the angel wings, like, Spirit is actively trying to give you clarity. You also, I think, have some connection with angels. Yeah. Yeah, with Tinkerbell and the Magician, you have some, like, an innate kind of magic to you. In just that you can make what you want materialize. So I'm getting, concentrate on what you want. The fish is prosperity. I've got, in case of serious accident, call a priest. I think that you have had things that have been unpleasant and you've let yourself get lost in the pain of them, and just let these situations burden you in a way that you don't need to be burdened anymore. But it's almost like you need to deal with the fear instead of running away from the fear. Because it's, you know, it's not a joke. You did deal with something very serious. And sometimes, you know, we receive something that's greater than, if you, even if the angels are with you, and you're manifesting, like sometimes there's a greater overall societal kind of karma that's not particularly yours, but we all affect each other. So Spirit does acknowledge that you've dealt with something serious. But all of this is on the table for you. Manifesting what you want, having this abundance, because you're meant to have this abundance, because you're meant to share it. So some of it is that you have to be willing to be clear. Because you are given clarity. And you may, and part of your job is to help share that clarity with others. But I feel like that some people in this pile are a little bit emotionally, that some of you, even though you have all this, that you've kind of closed off your heart chakra. And maybe because you have dealt with bad situations and bad people, but you're not meant to be cruel. You're here because you are unusually strong. Strong enough that you can light things and clarify things for others. So Spirit wants you to examine what you know. Like, really apply your knowledge. Because you probably already know more than you think you know. I feel like sometimes you've picked up subjects and you didn't know why, and all of that, all of that gave you this greater degree of wisdom and knowledge. Remember that your wisdom and knowledge is not necessarily going to be anybody else's. That's one of the reasons why it's so valuable. So you are also somebody who, even though you've had tough situations, that you actually have gotten a lot of luck. I feel like sometimes you've dealt with things and got off easier than you may have otherwise. Yeah. That's not to say, this is not to say that it's not serious, because I feel like you guys have had serious things. But with the dolphin, and Athena, like there is, your intelligence is part of your gift. There is this greater, and you are being fed information. Like you're being fed information, you're being given inspiration. Follow your intelligence. I've got the double-decker bus. I know that one of you do have somebody in their family that used to drive a double-decker bus. Some of you may have a connection with the United Kingdom. But also, this is something, a moving vehicle that goes over land. Land is, Earth is about practicality. And I feel that when you figure out how to practically move on from this, that you're meant to bring people with you. You're meant to bring several people with you. Like, you ascending, you connecting, that will help other people. So, because you are blocked off, you need to concentrate on the love you do have in your heart. Because you definitely have this capacity. And I feel like you'd be even stronger if you could open up that part of you. I feel, I'm trying to see if there's anything more I need to get off of these. I feel like you're going to bring in people, I think both romantic and not romantic, that you will have this equal give and take, this, because I feel like you're afraid of just being taken from. And of course there are people who will do that. But you getting in more into your love, you already have the knowledge you need to do. You already have the knowledge to avoid those people. You just need to apply it. And then you can open up to the people who will add to your life instead of take away from it. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That, you don't have to keep all of your love inside your heart. So part of what's going to help you is to let go of some of your outdated beliefs. So I've got the comb. I feel like some aspect of you, like the comb can be about creation, but some of you even may have something to do with beauty. Like I feel like you may not. I feel like you're going to bring a lot of healing to people, but you may not bring it in something that's really traditional. That I feel like maybe at least one of the people in this pile, 717 was on the clock. So that's the second time there was a 7 in your reading. But yeah, I feel like some of you might. It might be an outside in approach, making people look better to feel better, or improving people's space to improve themselves, something, I don't think that's for all of you, but I feel like there's somebody out there, and maybe I don't think that you realize that what you have to give in this maybe non-traditional way really can affect somebody as greatly as it potentially will. I've got Neptune, so I'm just getting you need to be more in your heart. That it's all right to be in your heart space. You don't have to keep everything inside. That's, even though you're getting all this inspiration, that's one of your really big untapped potentials. So I think one of the biggest things you need to do towards working on your spiritual gift is taking responsibility. Being willing to stay through the uncomfortable. Acknowledging the inspiration that you're getting. And give that clarity to other people. So I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you do want a free reading, I'm going to give away 2 as soon as I hit 5,000 subscribers. So just be subscribed and comment, and then you're in the running. I just want to also say thank you to everybody who's been liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, and booking readings. It matters, and I really appreciate it. So we're going to move on to my gorgeous pile number 2s. Hello, my beautiful pile number 2s. So we've got gratitude. You have a really soft energy, which is good. Because I feel like a lot of what is going to help you work most with your gifts is that gratitude. When things are easy and when things are hard. You are somebody, because of that, I heard you walk in grace. Because gratitude is part of that higher overall love. Yeah. And it helps you put you in alignment with the divine. The Chariot. So the Chariot, you have this potential, this like inertia kind of that you can use. That you can, you have this power, like you're in this kind of soft, kind energy, but you have this power for change, this power for movement, and with the Chariot, because it has the light and the dark horse, you being able to fully harness this is going to be about you accepting both your shadow self and your higher self. That doesn't mean that your shadow self gets to drive, but it does mean knowing yourself, treating that part of yourself, which is the wounded part of yourself, with kindness. Yeah. I'm getting force of nature. You are an inspired person, and you can definitely make that happen. It's like there's just a lot of energy in your pile. And it's funny because it's almost like you're right at the top of a hill. And it's like you're taking that rest, you're trying to find that gratitude. Yeah. But as soon as you start have that new beginning, as soon as you're willing to start to put that there, like I feel like right now you do need to take some time You do need to, you know, do whatever healing you need to do. But as soon as you're willing to walk forward with that new beginning, it's like it's going to start moving so fast because it's already here for you. It's like it's here, but you need to take that first practical action towards it. It's like it's already manifested for you, but you need to put in that last little bit of effort towards moving it forward. So while you're concentrating on gratitude, which is what's going to help this, you also have to make sure that you're in balance. Again, I said you need to be in balance. And since you're in the Four of Swords, some of you are having to deal with your shadow side right now. And that's okay. None of us are perfect. And sometimes you need to acknowledge the pain to be able to solve the pain. So it's like, so you have all this potential energy. That's what I feel. It's like I feel like I'm warm, like suffused from, you know, from every part of me, like something's about to awaken. That you do need to do this balance, but as soon as you're willing to like make that practical step forward, and I feel like there is something that's like, it's just a practical step, and you're like, and you may not even associate it with something spiritual, because it is going to be something that's just practical. But it is going to open up this opportunity for you, because I feel like you definitely did communicate what you wanted to the universe. You gave it abundance, you know, with the gratitude that you had, and it's just already here with you. It's here on the spiritual plane, and it's waiting for you to just take the practical action that you need to like finish the manifestation process, because the manifestation process is about all four elements. That's why so moving on your inspiration, because you are getting this greater inspiration, staying in your gratitude and kindness, because I feel like part of your strength is your kindness. I feel like you've probably been told that that's not the case. Yeah, I feel like you've probably been told that that's not the case before, that what makes you sensitive, but what makes you sensitive is your power. And of course, look what's at the bottom of the deck. So it's okay to feel your feelings right now. Do your best to deal with as much gratitude as you can, but at the same time, you know, if you are learning how to balance your light and your dark side, and you know, trying to find a way to heal that, it's also okay to feel those feelings. As soon as you're ready to get up and take the practical steps, it's going to manifest for you. The Seven of Pentacles came out on the other reading. So yeah, it's like you need to water the seeds. Like you've already planted the seed, and you need to water it I'm getting like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing. It's like it's going to be, it does need nurturing. You do need to plant it, you do need to water it, but it's going to be surprising how fast things are going to work out. So with you, with your gift is your gratitude, your gift is your sensitivity, and you are manifesting something that makes you inspired. So you are a manifester. Yeah. Just remember, what makes you sensitive is also what makes you special. Got the Hanged Man and Temperance. Again, temperance. There's that internal balancing. That's that finding your middle ground. Because it's funny, because once you do, everything's just going to explode. But yes, with the Four of Pentacles, not the Four of Pentacles, I'm sorry, it was the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man. Those are all about having to take some time and reviewing. So just know that the time you're taking right now to review, the time you're taking right now to heal, the time you're taking right now to see things in a different light are ultimately what is kind of going to light the fire that is going to make things, make the potential that's already here kind of explode into existence. So how do you work with it? Be willing to do that shadow work. I feel like you're already along the way, but I feel like some of you feel bad about it. Like you shouldn't have, like you shouldn't still have issues. That's something that you get to, you have to work through. You can't avoid. But you have the emotional intelligence. And I feel like somebody's going to work with you. Is this like a mentor or friend? Is it spirit? Okay. Yeah, with this gratitude, you mean you're letting spirit know, like, the love that you have, the willingness you are to manifest in this life. You are somebody who is so kind. And the thing is, because you're this kind person, because you are living in gratitude, Spirit's here for you. And you can definitely ask for help. Because you do have free will. And sometimes you have to ask for help to receive it. But I feel like some of you may end up communicating with angels. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely have the potential to gain an even higher plane. You already have a unique perspective. But the fact that you are in your kindness, that you are in alignment with gratitude, that you're spiritually aligning with this greater cosmic love. Yeah. And you are going to find a lot of truth through that. It is going to require you to put in effort, though. And right now you're a little bit of a side, like even though it's like things will move fast, but you still need to be putting the practical aspect in. And you're going to have a revelation. I mean, I feel, especially since this was over the Hanged Man, I think that there is going to be a realization that you may be sticking yourself up. That maybe you did need to do that review, but you don't need to stay there. Yeah. With the Ace of Pentacles, like, some of you potentially may actually make money with your spiritual gift. May not be for everybody, but it is for some people. Yeah, but you're going to gain a lot of clarity, and some of the things that you always thought were true, you're going to find out aren't. I feel like it's not actually... I feel like the more you open up to your spirituality, the more clarity that you're going to give. You may also be giving clarity to people. But some old structures that aren't built on a good foundation are going to fall, and you're going to start building up something new. So if you have a few things that don't feel right in your life, they don't feel right because you do have this clarity. I feel like a lot of you have an emotional clarity about things. And if things... And sometimes you've accepted things because that's how they are. But you're gonna realize that you don't. That you don't need to necessarily accept things because they aren't. Like, you can break patterns. So you have this ability to break old structures in your life and rebuild new ones. And the more you get in balance, the more, like, you have three aces. I'm getting kind of phoenix kind of energy. It's just like you have the ability to break apart what doesn't fit and, like, really build stuff that then does last. And you have you're getting inspired by the divine, and you are getting greater and greater clarity. With the Queen of Swords. Are you the Queen of Swords? I feel like you may come into contact with, like, a mentor. They could be an air sign. They are also very spiritual, but they also have very clear boundaries. Yeah. Fascinating. So I got some charms for you. Yeah, stay in that gratitude. Show your appreciation for the people around you. Show that appreciation for yourself. Show that appreciation for the divine, because you are more connected than you think you are. I've got don't panic, because sometimes there is going to be some situations where if you're unwilling to let go of a negative situation, that ultimately that negative situation is leaving one way or another. But don't panic. I mean, these are the things that are happening for you, so that you can have these fresh new beginnings. I'm getting like your power is in your heart. Your manifestation ability is in your heart. Yeah, so I've got good fortune, and it's going through, like, my turtle's holding on to it, which my turtle, is often longevity. So I feel like that you may end up having longevity in good fortune. Because it's like you've been showing this gratitude. You've been showing this higher love, that it's been putting you in alignment with love itself. So that if you stay in this energy, you're going to have good fortune, and it's going to be a sustained good fortune. So I just want to say thank you to all of you. Just remember, you're awesome, and you just need to do the things to balance. And it's okay that you're having to spend some time and doing some shadow work right now. It's not making all the things that you manifest go away. It's putting you in enough balance that you just continue to manifest. And some structures are going to fall because they're not meant for you. Or I'm also getting not meant for you right now. So some of you, like, you could have things that are going to manifest later that you don't need to be a dog with a bone about right now. Just that that as soon as you're willing to put some practical action towards it, like once you've done your internal balancing and put some practical action towards what you want, it's just going to unfold for you, because you've already done the metaphysical work, and it's just the practical work being put on top of it. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. If you like, share, subscribe, comment, book readings, I'm very grateful. And at 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away 2 readings. So just make sure you're subscribed and comment, and have commented, to be in the running. All right, my gorgeous pile number 3s with unconditional love. So, unconditional love. So being in unconditional love is being the closest you can with the divine. The Empress, Yeah, your power is in your loving nature. I've got the Nine of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel that you are very grounded, that you have done a lot to manifest stability in your life. But let's get some clarity on this Nine of Swords. The Eight of Pentacles. I feel like you're very loving and very kind, but sometimes you're very hard on yourself. Yeah. That you do feel this anxiety that makes you somewhat obsessed with achievement. So I feel that getting in your unconditional love is kind of dependent on you being less conditional on your own self-love. And if you're here to show unconditional love, you have probably on many occasions been treated with very conditional forms of love. Because you're literally breaking that paradigm. So you are loving, you are caring, and you've become a little bit obsessed with your achievements because that's how you can feel loved. Maybe because regardless of what anybody else has done, that's something that you can see, you know. You're like, but I empirically did these things. And that is not to say that what you've done is, you know, not good enough, you know, like. But how to work best with your gift is to be more kind to yourself. Because you are somebody who's very kind to other people. And I think partially because you have experienced what it's like to be without that. So it really is important to you that you don't make that be the case for other people. So I've got the Ace of Pentacles. You have a lot of very grounded, very earth energy. And that's a good thing, because you have been building, you have been nurturing, you've been, you know, being patient, putting in the work, and you are going to get a payoff from that. But you have a greater purpose over and above that. And it's less tangible. And because of that, I think that you're more uncomfortable with it. But yeah, you are an excellent manifester in your life. And I think that especially for practical things, that you've been really great at that. But I feel like you also need to be willing to go into the unknown. So you're really good at manifesting what goes on in your life. You're very loving. But it's like there is another level. And you shouldn't, you shouldn't feel bad about being where you are. You're doing an excellent job. But if you're willing to take a risk, you can go further. And I feel like part of the reasons why it's a risk is it's because it's not tangible in the same way. Because you're still holding on to some burdens. Yeah. And I feel like the burdens are the pain that you experienced from other people. Because you've been very much in your practical and loving, but you're afraid to be fully vulnerable. You're a lot more willing to give than receive. Because it's not that receiving is the risk. It's that needing that, like that. You've done a lot of things to insulate yourself from being hurt in the same way. Yeah, I knew this was going to come out. And that heartbreak, causes you to still be carrying burdens and anxiety. And that you can move away from this. But you do need to turn some of this kindness and love inward. And you are going to have to be able to be willing to receive. So with the King of Swords, are you the King of Swords? Feel like that there is a King of Swords in your life. Could be male, could be female. But it's somebody that's very in their logic space. What about this person? How is this person affecting you? 6 of Swords. I feel like this person's been very much in their logic space, and that maybe you have to move forward. Whether or not this person comes with you, that's this person's decision, But you're getting opportunity. And, if this person has been very conditional towards you, you are love. And you manifest love. You are this tender. Your heart. See how well lit your heart is? Your heart and your mind, your connection with the divine and your connection with emotion are your greatest strength. So, part of it is like putting yourself in a place where you can be more safe. you know, because I think that you do have this loyalty, and that loyalty, if it's, you know, it's okay to feel loyal. You know, this is a very loyal energy. This is a very loyal energy. But also monitor, how is it affecting you? Because you can still love somebody without carrying them. So, is there any more? I just got the Knight of Swords just fell out. I feel like you've been getting this clarity for a while. And it's not a bad thing to set boundaries. Right. I feel like I need to take one more of these and then I'll get you your charms. Yeah. You are intuitive. Follow your intuition. I feel like I should say that the card's 18. I feel like somebody is going to have 18 be significant to them. But you're here to be on a path of, you know, following your intuition, being in this unconditional loving energy, and being unconditionally loving towards yourself as well as other people. And when you're willing to put your energy towards this, you're going to have a rebirth. And that it's spiritually time for this to happen with the clock. And I know that you have this fear because you have experienced heartbreak. Sometimes when our life purpose is one thing, then we often experience a lot of the opposite. So I've got the locked up heart. It's like you're trying to save people from a distance. Can relate. But instead, be in your power, and your power is very much your emotions. Because you're going to get a greater degree of prosperity through that than only working in the practical. It's like that, you know, I love the practical. Practical's good, practical's important. The last pile really needed a little bit more practicality. You have this practical, but you need to be a little bit more open to the divine intuition that you are receiving and willing to open up your heart. And it's not that you're not a cruel person. It's just you're protecting yourself. So you're also not opening yourself up enough to receive love. But like the key is here. And I feel like you already know that you have the key to your abundance. But you have the key to your heart as well. So, yeah. Accept appreciation from others. you're giving all this energy out, and you do need to come into equilibrium by receiving some of it back, even if you didn't send it out to receive something back, because quite frankly, you can't make anybody reciprocate. But accept when you are receiving something back, and accept that maybe even you're going to receive something back from a different source. I'm getting, with this unconditional love, let people show their love to you. Because yes, you have had a serious incident. I've got, in case of serious accident, please call a priest. Like, you have had to deal with serious things, you know. There are reasons why you protect your heart. But just be willing to accept the love that is coming with you so that it can flow both ways. But like, Spirit also wants you to know that while you do have to open up a little bit more that way, you're doing an amazing job. Like, you're somebody who's consistently growing. You're somebody who's doing what you need to do in the practical as well as the metaphysical. And that's one of the reasons why you have the key to your own growth. Because you are somebody who consistently works towards being the best version of yourself. And I feel like both crowns came out. So I feel like you feel like you have this strong connection. So you do have this strong connection. And I feel like you may have experienced pain through this connection. And it's okay to redirect all this unconditional loving energy towards yourself, towards people who are giving you what you need. And I feel like for some of you that almost feels disloyal to you, but this person, you know, once they're willing, you know, like, they also need to be they need to be contributing. And it doesn't mean that you don't love this person. But concentrating on your intuition, concentrating on accepting the love around you and giving, you know, that love, like being able to both give and take, regardless of what this other person is doing. Because this other person, you know, has free will just as much as you do. But you may need to, and I feel like there is some sadness in regards to this, but that you're still, love still is going to flow towards you. So I've got two hats. You're definitely not on this journey alone. But, you know, have confidence. Yeah, you're definitely not on this journey alone, but, you know, have confidence. Be willing to take the love that is being given to you, because some people, there's somebody and they haven't given you love. And it's okay to love them, but you may have to put some of that love towards yourself as well. But ultimately, you are attracting luck. You are attracting abundance. You are building yourself up to something greater. And that you being in your love, you being in your connection with, you know, the divine, because both the third eye and the crown chakra are lit up. So I'm getting that you do have to spend some time in gratitude. That one of the things that are that's gonna help you with your gift is being in gratitude, being willing to receive, because you're very willing to give. But you need to let things go both way, that move both ways. And you need to concentrate on what you do have. And not necessarily what you don't have right now. So I've got the dragon. Yeah, you're very powerful. Like, you do have this strength of will, especially with this, the Empress. I mean, you have kind of a soft strength, regardless of whether you're male or female. Your strength is in your creativity. Your strength is in your ability to manifest. Your strength is in your caring nature. And that's all of this is coming from you in your greatest place of power. So I'm definitely getting that you need to be in your abundance. Got the double-deckered bus, so you know, you may have a relationship to the United Kingdom. It does say London on the bus, but it may be, you know, larger than that. But also, this is about moving forward. And I feel the efforts that you take to move forward are going to help other people move forward. Like, you have this natural leadership. Yeah. Concentrate on the things that do bring you joy. Concentrate on the things that do bring you gratitude. See this with the car horn? Yeah, you know, even more confirmation. Except that the healing that you do is going to help other people heal. Apparently, somebody really wants to catch somebody's attention. So I just want to say thank you so much. Really appreciate you. If I'm giving away 2 free readings, so make sure that you are subscribed and comment, and you are in the running for those. I'm going to give them away once I hit 5,000 subscribers. I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So does this person who's honking a horn outside my house, which I have no idea whether you're hearing. We're going to move on to pile number 4. So pile number 4 was about surrender, and it's 8:08 on the clock. So 8 may be very significant to you. Now, you had 2 cards come out. You had the Surrender card and Mirrored Souls. What are your spiritual gifts and how should you work on them? I think that a lot of people in this pile have a strong spiritual bond with somebody else. That ultimately finding balance within yourself is going to help find balance within this. That you may have to surrender what you cannot control. I have somebody honking outside, so if you can hear that, it's just for you. So with the Two of Cups, so there is this wonderful loving energy. And I feel like through this surrender, if you can see how similar these kind of are, I feel like you're going to find more clarity through surrender. And that is going to help bring balance. So I feel like part of your spiritual path is a significant spiritual connection. That things are going to things are going to progress more within that the more you release. Because you're going to get more into your own spiritual knowledge. Like this connection is helping you to grow spiritually. So they've got the Two of Cups, I feel like things will progress more within this connection. The more you're able to release it, and concentrate on what your spiritual gifts are. So tell me more about their spiritual gifts, if they're supposed to concentrate on them. Can you please tell me? I appreciate it. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like you have a practical seed of an idea that you need to be willing to move forward on. I feel like you have a goal that may take some time, and that you should be putting your energy there. That all of this is, I feel like you do have this strong love, and you do, but like things have to balance out between you, and you have something else that you need to be doing right now. So part of your spiritual journey is figuring out what you need to be dealing with right now, because you may have to be, even though this helped kind of activate you, you surrendering is going to help progress things forward, but you moving on your spiritual knowledge is going to bring in happiness. So, for some of you, you're just going to have to redirect your energy for right now. It's not in your head, but you have to, at the same time, have clear boundaries. You know, it's okay to have this overwhelming love, but it's also important to, that until things, even out, to protect yourself with, proper boundaries. King of Swords, Queen of Swords. It's almost like this person, they're kind of taking their lead from you. And that doesn't mean that, you know, if you pursue them, that they'll pursue you. I'm not getting that. I'm getting that if you set up proper boundaries in your life, they're going to set up proper boundaries in their life. There's a lot of mirroring energy. A lot of you are in the twin flame journey. And right now, things need to be re-examined. And there is a certain amount of surrender that needs to happen in the connection. And for you, I feel like you've been so much in the spiritual that you actually have to come back down and be in the practical. And I feel like that there's real world things that you should be putting your energy on. And quite frankly, things aren't going to move forward until you do those things. So it's funny because sometimes you're like, I want to move directly towards my goal, except, you know, the fastest way is not the most logical way. So that's going to be very frustrating for you. And I'm sorry because that's not fun. But tell me about your specific spiritual gifts. But I'm getting for you, like you've actually picked up a lot of your spiritual gifts already. And it's not that you won't have an upper level, because I feel like you will up level, but you need to spend some time working on the practical. You need to go inside and figure out how you want your practical goals to come about. That this love is still going to be here. But there are some things they can't keep going. And I feel like as long as you're working on things and not giving a proper foundation, you need to be giving proper foundation to things in your life. So I feel like a lot of you are manifesting your twin. But right now you need to surrender it and like work on building strong foundations in your life, because otherwise your anthill is going to be taken down. So I think for at the moment, you're going to have to move forward away from difficulty and into the unknown. So with you, you need to accept that you're not going to know everything right now. And that is definitely part of the surrender process. And you are very unhappy about this. And, you know, in a connection like this, that's completely understandable. You do not want to give up the fight. You do not want to surrender. You're very much in, I will fight till my dying breath. But taking some time, letting go of things that aren't working, and redirecting your energy are actually going to make these things happen faster than doggedly never giving up. Sometimes things aren't in your control. And when you're talking about another person, somebody else isn't ever under your control. Maybe you can put in a lot of effort. Maybe you can coerce them. And, maybe then we'll make them go along for a while, but I don't think that you just want somebody who's going to go along with you. I think that you want somebody who's going to be there with you. So, yeah, I'm getting that for right now, part of your spiritual path is surrendering. Because this connection is real. You both feel this love. You're in a place where you don't know everything that's going on. And I think that, you need to not be building on a faulty foundation, and you need to be there's stuff that you actively could be working on. But you don't want to redirect your energy, because I think that you feel like if you redirect your energy, everything's going to fall down. But the problem is everything needs to fall down so it can get built back up in a way that it can be sustained. So, you're not crazy. You are experiencing this love. But you can't walk somebody else's path. You can only walk your path. So figure out what you need to do to balance your life. Because because that's what's going to help you on the spiritual level, and that is what's going to help you in this connection. And you balancing yourself out is going to help this person balance themselves out. You doggedly hanging on is going to also make them doggedly fight off the energy. So I'm getting that you're putting too much energy in one direction and not enough energy towards your goals. Because there are things that you can work on. There are things that you can control. But this other person isn't something you can control. At the same time, because you are so spiritually linked, what you do for yourself is going to help this person move along. And I know you're exhausted. And I'm sorry. It's not an easy path, and because it's like you have this equal amount of love and fear, and I feel like you don't fear this person, but you have this fear that things won't work. And you do need to redirect your energy a little bit away from this person, because it will help things work. Because this person is also experiencing fear. And they need to be working on their path too. Because, but you got to be willing to surrender this fear. You've got, I'm getting just like, stop fighting. And I know that you've experienced heartbreak with this. But this does have an ability to be reborn. It may be And I see the lotus charm. The lotus is the lotus is created in mud, but it never sticks to it. Like, you're here to ascend. But yes, you have dealt with difficulty. And this connection has given you greater spiritual knowledge with the priestess, with the high priestess and the hermit. And this has put you more in your love, but concentrate on the practical. Concentrate on what you can control, which is about you. Concentrate on moving through the difficulty, but not letting the difficulty define you. So angel spirits, they are actively trying to communicate with you. I've got it's a boy. Do you have a child? Do they have a child? I think some of that's the case. Some of you, this person has to deal with unresolved childhood issues. I think that you may also have to deal with some unresolved childhood issues. And again, you just need to redirect this energy and accept that you can't control them. That there is, with this tower, that some things, do need to go away because they're not something you can build in. But with the star, the star is what happens after the tower. The star is the hope. The star is this ability to heal. So I know that you don't like this portion of the things that aren't healthy having to go, but they are making the way for the healing that needs to happen. I've got the little cloud. So I get this for air. So it's okay to be in your emotions. I mean, so much of your time you're kind of having to deal with things that you kind of feel, but you're not really seeing the proof of. But it's also important to balance that with your more cerebral side. That, I think that even some of the things that you are moving forward on, that some of those are going to be a little bit on the more cerebral side. It's like you're having to come to balance again, and you've got all this watery energy and all this passion, but you also, I'm getting that you need to temper it with your logical side, with your practical side. All of these things need to marry within you. And that you do have this wisdom in your heart. Which is kind of like a trusted teacher. I'm also getting like that you are able to make things happen. Again, shouldn't be putting it on this person so much as realizing that you have the ability to like we deal with cause and effect, but you can be doing things that would cause good things to happen. That you can take the causal route in your life. That yes, occasionally you will have to deal with things, but you can be proactive versus reactive. I get that there is some timing involved in this, and that's one of the reasons why you're dealing with the surrender. That in the time where you're having to surrender, that finding your confidence, finding your place is going to help you. And it's okay to have all this love in your heart. I mean, there's so much love here. And there would be, because you do have this very strong connection. And it's okay to have that love in your heart while you're going forward and putting your energy towards things that you can control. So I'm getting, like, be smart, because you are smart. And that you are still connected with love, regardless of whether this person's physically in your life. The connection is still there. And it will have a chance to come around again at another time. So I hope that this helped. Thank you so much. If you do want, I'm giving away 2 free readings once I hit 5,000 subscribers. So if you want to get on that, make sure you are subscribed and you comment and you're in the running. Thank you so much, especially for everybody who's been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting. It all matters. Thank you.